Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be going through the solution to exercise 1.22 from the C Programming Language textbook by Kernighan and Ritchie. Now, exercise 1.22 says to write a program to fold long input lines into two or more shorter lines with the last non-blank character that occurs before the nth column of input. Make sure your program does something intelligent with very long lines, and if there are no blanks or tabs before the specified column. Now here I have two constants defined, so the maximum column width and what my current tab stop is in my terminal. Okay, now I'm tempted to make a solution using the getLine function that we wrote in exercise 1.16. However, we should do something intelligent with very long lines. And the problem is the getLine function assumes there is a maximum length of line to store your lines in. I just want a maximum line length to fold. I don't want to assume a maximum line length. So I'm going to use a different approach. I'm going to make a global array, a character array, and it's going to store the line, okay, or the user input, and it's going to be max column elements. You know, whatever the maximum number. Whatever the maximum line length is, I'm going to make it that many elements. All right, next we need to read in user input. So we use integer C, and then I think my tab stop is wrong. Let me just fix that up. Oh no, it's right. While okay. But how are we going to actually store C? We ideally want to do like line, then some sort of index equals C, but we don't have a current index. So let's create one. We'll call it pos for position, right? And the first thing we should do is store it. So store the character we just read into the line, and then increment that, you know, the position that we're currently at. Now, there are some cases we need to check for. I mean, the obvious one that comes to mind is, what if position is, you know, gone past max col? So what if position is larger than or equal to the maximum column? Then we need to fold the line. But there's two less obvious cases. The first one is, what if we have a new line? If we type a new line, we should go to the next line. We should just print our line, okay? And what if we have a tab? If we have a tab, we have to be careful, because right now I have my maximum column as 10. What if I'm in position, say 9, and I hit tab? My tab stop is 8. It will try to go from position 9 to the next multiple of 8, which is 16. But I do not want to go to 16. I want to go 9, 10. Oh, 10 is my max. Let me loop to the next line. I don't want to go to 16. So what I should do if I have a tab is just go up to the next multiple of 8, or if that multiple of 8 is past my maximum column, just go up to the maximum column. And how do I go up to it? I should replace the tab with blanks. All right, so let's check that first. So if C equals a tab, then I want to replace the character C with what I just, like the character C I would have just read in would have been the tab. But then I've stepped over, like here, I've stepped over to the next character. I want to step back to the tab. And now from that tab onwards, I want to start replacing with blanks. So I'm going to use a while loop. I'm going to say while position is less than maximum column, and I also need to make sure that I'm continually filling up tabs while I'm not up to a multiple of 8. So while position less than maximum column and position modulus tab stop does not equal 0, so I'm not on a multiple of 8, I should just make my line have blanks and increment position. Now after, I need to check, how did I break out of this loop? Because if I broke out of this loop because this condition failed, then I should just print the line. I must have reached the end of the line. So I'm going to say if my position is greater than or equal to the maximum column, I should print the line. Now, because I'm going to print lines, multiple times, it's maybe best if I write a function. So I'm going to do that now. So I need to print the line. Suppose I've written this function. After I print the line, I should update my position to be the beginning of the line again. All right, and that looks like the case when it's a tab is handled. So let me just write this function. Void print line, and then I want to print up to a certain position. Okay, so I'm going to use a for loop. Let's say while I'm less than the position. Put char the line element. And this is where you can see it's kind of handy that I had the global variable as the line. I could of course just, make it like pass it in here. But yeah, I mean, this works too. All right, so let me just call this function now. And we're done with that case. So let's take the case, what if C is \n? What if it's a new line? So if it's a new line, I should just print out the current line and reset my position. So print line up to the position, and then I should reset my position back down to 0. But there is one small thing I just realized now. I want to print up until the current position. The issue is here I've incremented position. So here I say, oh, let me backtrack position and then print the line up until that character I just read it. Okay, so that handles that case. Now we need to check the obvious case. The obvious case is, what if I've gone past the bounds? What if that's true? So what should I do? Well, the program says, or the specification says, to find the last available blank, print up to that. Okay, so it looks like the first thing we need to do is update position to find the last blank. So I'm going to say position equals find last blank, and this is going to be a function, and I'm going to say find the last blank from position pos, whatever position I give it. So let's write this function. It should return a position because I want it to return the last available blank, or the last blank there. Okay, so let's write this function. So what I need to do is backtrack from the current position and keep searching for a blank. So while, I need to make sure I'm within bounds, and the line position where I'm currently at does not equal a blank, what should I do? I should backtrack blank. I should keep moving backwards, 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 backwards. Then, what if there are no blanks? How do I know there are no blanks? If there are no blanks, then this condition must have failed. So let me check if that condition failed. If the position is less than 0, that's to say, if we went negative, we have failed. Let me make a comment just to make that clear. no blanks found. What should I do? I can return, I don't know, say -1, but should I? Yeah, why not? -1. It's a bit risky because what if I try to use it later on? Yeah, actually, yeah. Instead I'll return maximum column, because then even if I make a mistake and try to print up until maximum column, no problem. But if I try to print up until -1, I'm going to get errors. Okay, so that means that no blanks were found. Otherwise, return position, but I don't want to actually return the position of a blank. I want to return the position after a blank, because I only want to print up until that position. So I'm going to return position +1. And technically we don't need an if-else statement, because here it returns. Otherwise this just runs the code, so you don't actually need this else, but it's nice style. Okay, so after we've done that, we can now print the line up until that position. And just to reiterate, we went up until that position +1. So then here it will print up until that new position. So if the blank was on position, say 3, then we want to print up until and including that. So in our loop, because it's 0 indexed, we should go up by 1. All right. Now we need to rearrange the array, because say we have hello world and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It only goes up to 9. What should I do? Well, what the program does is it goes, oh, we're past the bounds. What should I do? Find the last blank. Found the last blank. Then it goes +1, and then it will print to everything here. So we'll get hello, right? We'll print that. But the problem is, nothing here has changed. All right, we printed hello, but now we've printed that. World, the word world, should be at the beginning of the line, and the position should be updated to right after wherever the D is going to be. So what I should do is have world here, like that. And then who cares about the world that stays after? I'm just going to update my position to be here, and then when we read, we're going to be replacing. So I don't know, what if I say world by? So I put space and then G O O D B. You get the point. So I just need to rearrange my line to get whatever's left over back into the beginning of the line. So I'm gonna rearrange. I'm gonna make a function called rearrange from my current position. So rearrange the actual array, and then update what that position, new position, is going to be. So let's do that. So it's going to return an int, rearrange, and it's going to take in an int. And so what I should do is, like, remember here, I returned maximum col. What if that's true? Like, what if position here is maximum column? So if position equals max col, what should I do? Well, that means that there are no blanks, and so just make the new position the beginning of the line. If there are no blanks, just start reading as if it's a new line. So return 0. Don't need to rearrange everything because we never found a blank. We just printed that line, and now we're starting again as if it's a new line. Now, once again, technically, I don't need to put an else because there's a return statement, but we'll do it anyway. It's just good style. All right. Now we need to copy over from the rest of the line after position into the beginning of the line. So I'm going to create an integer I for, let me make it an inline comment. I don't usually do this, but index into beginning of line, and then I should loop through what I currently have after position. So for int j equals, well, I want to start at where I'm currently at position, and then while j is less than maximum column, so I go through everything else that's left in the line plus j, increment j. And what should I do? I should make the beginning of the line, whatever's that line I, that index, and I should copy over what is left over from j. Now j is being incremented, I isn't, so I can't forget I should increment I. And then after that, I'm going to return I, because that's going to be the new index. That's going to be where I'm, the new position of where I'm up to in the line after I've made the replacements. Okay. That looks okay so far. Let's just make sure no errors. Of course, there's an error. 58, what was wrong? Yep. Oh. All right. Now let's run it. Hello world. What seems to be the problem? Ah, of course. I'm not even storing the characters. All right, let me run this one more time. And I don't start position at 0. Far out. Hopefully it works this time. Yay. But I didn't get a new line. So I should fix up my new line function, my print line function. Let's try this now. Yeah, that looks good. What if there's hello world, this is a test? Yes, that's nice. What if I just, ooh. If I just do blanks, I'm getting my terminal printing a new line, and then it prints a new line. So I'm jumping to 2 lines. I don't know. Maybe I should try to fix that. So here, I should only print this new line out if my position is not 0. Yeah. So if my position, well, does not equal 0, only then should I print out the new line. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So that seems to work. That will be all for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.